So we all know that RGB makes computers go faster. But with a headset, I mean, I'm not really... So I'm trying to think how that might work, because I mean, it's not like RGB is going to make it sound better. That's just silly. But would it maybe make the sound waves go faster? Therefore, there would be less lag in like a competitive game from what's happening on your screen to when it's getting heard in your ear, and therefore RGB makes it faster. Hey guys, Hardware Hound here, and today we are looking at the Patriot Viper branding, which is, you know, their gaming sub-brand, gaming V380 headset. So this is supposed to be a 7.1 surround sound, well, virtual surround sound headset. So what we'll do, guys, is I'm going to highlight what this thing does great. Then I'll go into some more of the details of maybe some things that's not so great, but let's just start off with some of the really good highlights that this headset has. So for starters, this thing does have awesome RGB lighting. And honestly, guys, I'm kind of torn for the first time in RGB lighting. I mean, this is great. The Viper and their RGB designs are, I think, just fantastic. They look cool, but they kind of know how to design an RGB lighting scheme without going over the top. And I think that's really important. There's so many things that there's so much color in your face that it's just too much. And I like that kind of balance where there's just enough color to give it a little bit of razzle dazzle, but not so much color that's like somebody, you know, threw up a rainbow in your face. So, I mean, I say that and you guys are all like, what? Okay, fine, I get it. But overall, RGB lighting is great. The bummer is you're not really going to see it. So it's like it's on the side of your head. So how does that really work out? I mean, I guess if other people see you though, make you look cool. I mean, what do I say? Like, chicks dig the RGB? So there you go. Anyway, so that's one element that's really great about this headset. Another really surprisingly strong feature, especially for a USB powered headset, is this thing has very strong bass. In fact, it's probably has about the strongest bass of any like virtual surround headset I've tested out. I was throwing in some like kind of pop music songs, and wow, I mean, I could just hear it and feel it. And considering that I've typically seen USB headsets be a little bit on the quieter side compared to analog ones, I thought that was pretty good. So the Viper, if you're looking for something that has some decent sound and also has, you know, a nice look to it, this guy is pretty great on that level. However, let's get a little bit nitpicky now, and I kind of hate to do this because I think this thing looks great, but unfortunately I've gotten the luxury of trying some different types of headsets out, so I have a little more to compare to now. So one of the things I noticed was the comfort level. The ear cups they're not bad, but they feel a little stiff, and they have a little bit of a cheaper feel compared to other headsets that I've tried out. And it wasn't necessarily uncomfortable, but it wasn't super comfortable, and that's not good, because if you don't have that really nice soft feel around your ears, you're gonna notice that if you've ever had a headset that just feels really comfortable. The headband on top doesn't sit too heavy on the head, and the headset itself is light, but once again, it's just a little bit more rigid than some headsets I've tried. Therefore, it's not really uncomfortable, but it's not like the most comfortable. And I feel like, unfortunately for Viper, that's going to hit them hard, especially in customer reviews. The only other thing, though, that I would have to say is, once again, sound quality was good and better, I would say better than average, but not great. Now, if you're the kind of person who doesn't really notice, and if you are wanting heavy bass, these guys are great. The software program, as always with Viper, works really well. In fact, the only complaint I've ever had about Viper software is that they don't run in the taskbar. If they could just get that software to run in the taskbar, especially stuff like this that kind of depends on it, it would help. But that being said, you're probably going to set your settings to what you want it to sound like and leave it alone, because a lot of the auto EQ settings that they had, they didn't really feel like they improved the sound quality. Like, for instance, you know, going with the virtual surround kind of stuff or the 3D audio, felt it like you're just more listening to something in a hallway instead of an actual 3D audio experience. And like some of the voice clarity, it felt like it just was raising the treble side of you know, just kind of lowering the bass and raising the treble instead of actually really pinpointing those frequencies that voice ranges tend to stay in. So it didn't really feel like an actual quality adjustments as much as it was just like a kind of random default studio effect that you get out of Windows. And so it didn't sound that great. But with the effects off, actually the headset sounded pretty darn good, which is how I ended up using it whenever I would mess around with the settings. Ended up just using them, just leaving them off and listening to the headset by itself. So Viper has this guy at their store and on Amazon for $89.99. That is not a bad price, actually. I mean, compared to other 7.1 surrounds, yeah, it's probably a little bit not too bad. Compared to some analog headsets, you're gonna find some analogs that are gonna give you better like clarity and separation compared to this headset, but you're not gonna have some of those features. So at $89.99, it's a fair price. Unfortunately, the biggest problem that I have personally is some of the stuff that I've reviewed recently is in the same price range and just sounds a whole lot better. And so for me, I'm a sound buff, but I mean, I don't know if I'm a buff, but I just know I really want a certain level of sound quality, and I'm always like really striving for it. So it's not a bad price. Overall, if you want some bass and you like the way it looks, grab it. I don't think you'll be disappointed into it. But if you're looking for that higher end comfort or sound quality, I hope Viper kind of puts a little bit more effort into that. I love the way it looks. That is definitely a highlight. And you'll probably see it just sitting in the background of my videos because, dang, it just looks cool. And I like things that look cool. Like and subscribe, guys, if you want to keep me going. I am going to hopefully have a freer schedule this year, so I hope to be with you guys a little bit more often in the upcoming months. Catch you later.